Hello everyone, this is Piyush and you're watching Slashbyte. So guys, till now we have completed 4 topics, right? So this will be our 5th topic, okay? So which will be based on software testing. And in this topic we will cover white box testing, what is black box testing, sanity, smoke, regression, integration, performance, okay, as well as why we need software testing, and what is software testing life cycle, that is also called as STLC, okay, and what are the major types of testing. So all these things we will cover, okay. So let's start with the video. So first thing is, what is software testing? So software testing is the process of checking whether a software, or you can say application, works as expected, right? And what we will find in that, so we will find defects before it is released to users, right? And why do we need software testing? Like, what are the objectives of software testing? So you can say find bugs, right? Find bugs or defects, or improve user experience, right? User experience. And one main important thing is prevent failures in production. And what are the others? Like it will check security and performance, okay. This will be performance. So these are the main objectives of software testing. Okay, let's move ahead. So one more question comes, that is STLC. What is STLC? STLC means software testing life cycle. Software testing life cycle. So in this cycle, you can say many testing processes are there, okay. So it will start from requirement analysis, okay. So here what it will be done, so you can say we have to understand what the application should do, okay. So first thing which will come in STLC is requirement analysis. Second thing is test planning, okay. So here what we will do, we will decide scope, resources, tools and timelines. Third one is test case design. Fourth one is environment setup. Like what we will do in this thing, like if I'm in a bank, okay, so what we have to do, we have to first test in UAT environment, that is user acceptance testing environment, right? So here we will set up environment for UAT. So what we will do, we will take servers, right, DB, applications, network, so all these things we will create an environment. So this will be our environment setup. Fifth one is test execution. So here what we will do, we will run the test cases. Then defect reporting. So if any bugs will be found, so it will come under defect reporting, okay. Then retesting. Then again we will do testing, okay. So whether we will check whether a fixed bug actually works or not, okay. Then regression testing, okay. So here what we will do, we will check that the fix, you can say fix hasn't broken existing functionality, okay. So what was the previous functionality, so that fix has not broken, okay. So this will be regression testing. Then last one is test closure. So here what we will do, one report will be prepared, okay. So if like we are doing regression testing, okay, so then regression testing report, or you can say performance testing report, so one you can say report will be created of that testing, okay. So this will be our STLC life cycle. This is very important, okay. So remember this process. Okay, I will not use. Okay, one more thing comes, that is major type of testing. Okay, so there are two types of testing. First one is functional and second one is non-functional. Okay, so what will be done in functional? Checks what the application does. Okay, and non-functional checks how well the application works. Okay, so here what will become, like example, check what the application does, like login feature, okay, fund transfer, password reset, okay, account creation, transaction processing. So these are the example of functional testing. What will be example of non-functional? So here what will check how well the application works, right? So performance, security, scalability, and reliability, usability. So all these things we will check in functional and non-functional. What are the important testing types? Okay, first one is unit testing. Okay, so what is the unit testing? So if you are testing an individual component, okay, so that is called as unit testing. Second one is integration testing, and for unit testing we can take an example, like if you have created a function, okay, this is a function, okay, so this function will do, it will calculate GST, okay, so here we are taking only one function, so it's an individual component, so it is known as unit testing. Second one is integration testing. So in that what we will do, we will check multiple modules, okay, so are they like correctly working, okay, so this will be integration testing, like checking multiple modules. Third one is system testing. Okay, so in that whole system we will check here. And last one is UAT, or you can say as user acceptance testing. Okay, so here we will check that whether business requirements are met or not. Okay, so these are the important types of testing types. Okay. Then we will proceed to white box testing. Okay, so what is white box testing? It is also called as clear box, glass box, structural code based testing. Okay, so here what we will do, we will check the internal structure, design, code and logic of the software. Okay, and how tests are derived? It is derived from the source code itself. So this question can be asked. Okay, what are the characteristics of this white box testing? First thing, that tester should know programming knowledge. Okay, should have programming knowledge. Second one is performed mostly by developers. Okay, third one is focuses on paths, branches, conditions and loops. Okay, and where it is done at unit and integration level testing, so it is important. Okay, Then we'll proceed to techniques. What are the techniques we will cover in white box testing? Okay, first one is statement coverage. Okay, here what we will do, we will execute statements which runs at least once. Okay, what are the examples? What is the formula? Statements executed upon total statements into 100. Okay, so this technique is known as statement coverage. Second one is branch, or you can say decision coverage. Okay, every branch, so it can be true or false, of decision points executed. Okay, so here what will be the formula? Branches executed upon total branches into 100. Then is path coverage, every possible path through code executed. So if you are writing the code, right, so every possible path which will come in that code. Okay, so that is known as path coverage. And most exhaustive is cyclomatic complexity. We'll cover this. Okay, so later, but first we will cover condition coverage. What is that? It is you can say it is a technique. Okay, every boolean sub expression evaluated both ways. Okay, boolean sub expression, okay, like true and false. So each condition true and false we will cover in this condition coverage. So these are the 4 techniques which is important: statement coverage, branch, path coverage, and condition coverage. And what is white box testing? This you should remember, that is also known as clear box, class box, structural, code based testing. Okay, and in this technique what we will do, we will check internal structure, design, code, and logic. Okay, in this you should require programming knowledge. And where is it done? Unit and integration level. Okay, some more techniques are there, like multiple condition coverage. Okay, so 2 की power n combinations for n conditions. You should remember this thing. Okay, loop testing. So here we will test loops: 0, 1, many, max plus 1 iterations. Okay, this is boundary focused. In this, it is important that you should know techniques only. Okay, and what is that technique? How that technique works. Okay, so that thing only you have to know. Then data flow testing. So in this, tracks variables, def use paths. Def means formula use paths. Okay, detects unused uninitialized variables. Okay, then we will come to cyclomatic complexity. So pendant paths, okay, through a program code. So here what it will do, determines the minimum number of independent paths to achieve path coverage. Okay, what is the formula? Control flow graph. This is the formula. Okay, so E is number of edges. Okay, N is number of nodes, P is number of connected components. Okay, so usually it will be 1. Okay, it is used to estimate testing effort and code maintainability risk. Okay, so in some simple words you can say that it tells how complex the decision making logic of a program, okay, is, and how many minimum test cases are needed for basis path testing. Okay, so if cyclomatic, I will write in short, cyclomatic complexity, okay, equals to number of decision points plus 1. So here decision points includes like if, else if, okay, if, else if, while, for, case, catch. Okay, or you can say any logic conditions. Logic conditions, what are those? Like double AND, okay, or double OR. So this can be our number of decision points. So let's take an example. This is 1. Okay, so what will be the this is if. So here decision is only 1. Okay, in if what will be the decision? Only 1 decision will be there, right? So what will be the cyclic complexity? Number of decision point, this will be 1 plus this 1 equals to 2. So here there are 2 independent paths. So this is 2, right? And what does this cyclic complexity means? Minimum number of independent path. So this two will be our two independent paths, right? So let's take an example like age greater than equals to 8, this will be eligible, or age less than 8 equals to not eligible. Okay, not eligible. What are the tools? JUnit, NUnit, TestNG, Jacoco, Covertura, GCOF, EMMA. Okay, and then we will proceed to advantages. First thing, detects hidden or logical errors early. Second, helps optimize code. Third one is enables thorough code coverage measurement. Okay, what will be the disadvantage? Requires skilled testers with coding knowledge. Second is expensive and time consuming. Third is cannot detect missing functionality. Okay, so then we will move to black box testing. Okay, so it is also called as closed box behavioral specification based testing. So you should remember these two, white box as well as black box testing. Okay, so here what we will testing technique require where internal code structure is not known. This you should remember. If it is known, then that is called as white box testing, right? And if it is not known, then it is our black box testing. So testing is based purely on inputs and expected outputs as per requirements. What are the key characteristics? First thing is no programming knowledge required, performed by testers. Okay, focuses on functionality, not implementation, applicable at all levels. What are the techniques? This you should also know because it will come in exam. Okay, first one is equivalence partitioning, EP. So here what it will be done, divide input data into valid or invalid partitions. Okay, test one value per partition. Okay, like this example you can take, this is age field 18 to 60. Okay, this is classes. Okay, here how we have divided, first one is less than 18 or 18 to 60, between 18 to 60, and or it will be greater than 60. Then second is boundary value analysis. So here we will test boundaries, sinks, bugs, cluster at edges. Okay, like this will be our boundary 17, 18, 19. Okay, for 18 what will be the boundary? 17, 18, 19. And for 60, 59, 60, 61. Okay, so this is boundary value analysis. In this you don't have to deep dive. Okay, only like you can take brief knowledge on these things. Okay, third one is decision table testing. Here what we will do, tabulate combinations of conditions and actions. Fourth is state transition testing, test behavior across different states. Okay, like login attempts, logged, active, unlocked. Use case testing based on real world user scenarios, end-to-end ATM withdrawal flow. Okay. Error guessing, testers experience based intuition to find bugs. Okay, so like if you are a tester, okay, according to your experience, like you can determine, okay, this can be a bug, this can be an issue. Okay, so this is error guessing. Last one is pairwise all pairs testing, test all possible discrete combinations of input pairs. Okay, what are the tools? Selenium, QTP, UFT, Catalan, Postman API, Appium. Okay, this you should remember, Selenium and Postman. Okay, and in that J, 1 minute. This JUnit. Okay, JUnit you should remember, Corbitra, bas, and NUnit you should. Okay. So what are the advantages? We will move to advantages. First one is simulate real end user behavior. Second one is no need for code access, good for third party outsourced testing. Second one is no need. Okay. Third one is efficient for large systems. What are the disadvantages? Limited coverage, test cases hard to design without clear specs. Third one is redundant test possible without knowing what's already covered internally. Okay. So comparison table. Okay, this is very important. So like knowledge required here in internal code, here no code knowledge performed by developers, here testers, basis, code structure, requirements, take a coverage, code paths and functional scenarios, also known as clear glass structural, and this is closed behavior. This you should remember because you should not be confused, like if in question, sorry, if in exam it will come as what is behavioral testing. Okay, so then you should remember that. Last one is level. So here unit unit and integration testing, and here it will be system or UAT. Then what is gray box testing? So it is a combination of both. So tester has partial knowledge of internal structure, like example DB schema, okay, while testing functionality. So here you should remember this, what is gray box testing, what is the need, okay, and here tester has partial knowledge, okay. Example also DB schema like. So third one, we will move to smoke testing. What is the definition? It is like a test to check whether the critical or basic functionalities of a build work done immediately after a new build to decide if it's stable enough for further testing. Okay. Is a quick or basic test of a new software build, okay, to check whether the build is stable enough for detailed testing. Okay. So like here it is also known as build verification testing, BVT. So it is very important. Okay. What are the key characteristics? Shallow and wide. Okay, cover many features briefly, not deeply. Second is done first before any other testing. Third one is usually automated and run in CI/CD pipelines. This is important. Okay, we will cover. Okay, no issue. Fourth is non-exhaustive. Okay, pass or fail decides if QA proceeds. What is the purpose? Does the build even work at all? Okay, so here check apps, launches, login works, main pages, load, no crash on startup. So like we can take an example. This is a banking application. Okay, so it gets a new build. Okay. So before doing this test cases, okay, first what tester will check? Tester will check that does this application work, okay, or login work, okay, these things which are written. So testers will check that. Okay. So if these basic functions are passed, okay, then what he or she will do, he will build passes smoke testing. Okay, and proceed with detailed testing. Okay. So if a critical function fails, what it will do? It will fail smoke testing. Then again it will check. Okay. Saves times by rejecting broken builds early. Second is cheap and quick. Third is increases confidence before deeper testing. Okay. Disadvantages: very shallow, doesn't catch deep bugs, not exhaustive. So easy way to remember this smoke testing. Smoke means here is the build enough to test. So this you should remember. Okay. Then we will come to sanity testing. So here first I will tell you in easy way. Here sanity means, not means, I mean how you will remember. Okay, that does this particular change make sense, or you can say work. Okay. So these are the two things which you should remember. Okay, this is a smoke testing, this is sanity testing. So now we will proceed to sanity testing. So what will be the definition? It is a narrow deep test performed to verify that a specific bug or next functionality works correctly without testing the entire application. ठीक है. Characteristics usually unscripted or unplanned, ठीक है, performed after receiving a build with minor fixes, subset of regression testing. And last one is focused only on the affected areas. What is the purpose? Does this specific work fix work and did it break related areas nearby? That thing what I have wrote now, same thing, ठीक है. Smoke versus sanity. So I already covered these things, ठीक है. What will the scope? Wide and shallow, narrow and deep. Purpose? Is the build stable? Is the specific feature working? What is the perimeter of when? Right after build, after minus changes or bug fixes. Scripted? Yes, usually scripted or automated. This is unscripted. What is the coverage? Entire application. This is a specific module only. And performed by, this is performed by testers or dev. This is performed by testers. Documentation, documented test cases, and this is mostly ad hoc, ठीक है. So in brief I have covered both smoke and sanity testing. Then we will go ahead with regression testing. So what is the definition? Re-executing existing test cases to ensure the recent code changes, ठीक है. What can be the recent code changes? Like new features, bug fixes, patches, config changes, ठीक है, that have not adversely affected existing functionality. This you should remember, ठीक है. What are the types of regression testing? Unit regression, ठीक है. Here retesting only the changed unit in isolation, ठीक है, unit regression. Then regional partial regression. Here testing changed code plus impacted dependent areas. Full regression, testing entire application, or you can say as major release, ठीक है. Corrective regression, no new code added, reuse existing test cases. Then progressive regression, new test cases created for changed specs. Retest all, rerun every test cases, okay. Selective regression, run a subset based on impact analysis. So this is a test selection strategies. Impact analysis, risk based selection, regression, test suite minimization. This is not much important, but this is important, ठीक है. These types and what is regression testing. What are the tools? Selenium, Test Complete, Jenkins, ये this you should remember. Rational functional test, ठीक है. Advantages: ensure stability across releases. Second is detects side effects of code changes early. Disadvantages: time consuming if done manually. Say this is, and second, what is the disadvantage? Test suite can become large and maintenance heavy over time, ठीक है. Then we will move to integration testing. So here what we will do? Testing performed to verify the interfaces and interaction between integrated modules or components after unit testing to expose defects in how modules communicate. Here these approaches are important, okay. So first one is Big Bang integration. Here all modules combined at once and tested together, okay. Then top down integration. So here testing starts from top level module, low modules simulated using stubs, ठीक है. Here we use stubs, ठीक है. Then bottom up integration. Here testing starts from lower level modules, higher modules simulated using drivers, ठीक है. Then sandwich or hybrid integration. This is a combination of top down plus bottom up simultaneously. Then incremental integration, modules integrated and tested one by one progressively. So stub is a dummy module, okay, that simulates a called, you can say, lower module not yet developed. And what is the driver? It simulates a higher module that is not yet developed, okay. So what are the advantages? First one is detects interface data flow defects between modules, okay, and confirms modules work correctly together or not, ठीक है. Disadvantages: complex to plan integration order. Big Bang approaches making debugging difficult, ठीक है. Then we will move to performance testing. So here definition will be non-functional testing that evaluates speed, responsive, scalability and stability of a system under a particular workload. Types of performance testing: load testing, stress testing, spike testing, so coordinates testing, scalability testing, volume testing, configuration testing, ठीक है. Metrics: response time, throughput, latency, concurrent users, CPU memory utilization, error rate, TPS. Tools will be JMeter, okay. Advantages: identify bottlenecks before production and ensure scalability and reliability under real world conditions. Disadvantages: require specialized tools और environment is simulating production. ठीक है, expensive to set up and realistic. So we have covered all the things like white box testing, black box testing, smoke, sanity, regression, integration, performance. ठीक है, and this notes you can get it on our course. ठीक है, you can go to the website slashbyte.xyz. ठीक है, a link will be in the description, so you can refer that. And if you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section. Okay, or you can telegram me. Okay, thank you.